The film opens on a long, slow aerial shot of an old American hospital sitting alone at the edge of a quiet industrial town, its brick exterior faded by decades of harsh winters, its windows reflecting nothing but darkness. The building is called St. Augustine Memorial, a once prestigious teaching hospital that now feels forgotten by time. Most of the city's modern healthcare has moved elsewhere, but this place still runs, mostly because it has to. The emergency room stays busy. The night shift never rests. And tonight, we follow someone who has no idea what she has just walked into. Her name is Emily Carter, a 26-year-old nursing intern fresh out of school, determined, practical, and trying hard to prove she belongs. It's her first week on the night shift. She parks in the nearly empty lot under flickering sodium lights, staring at the looming structure. There's something about the building that makes her hesitate before stepping out of her car, but she brushes it off as nerves. Inside, the fluorescent lights hum softly. The hallways are clean but outdated. The paint is a shade too pale. The silence feels heavier than it should for a hospital that never truly sleeps. She meets the night supervisor, a tired woman named Linda, who gives her a quick tour. Most of the floors are operational, but when they reach the end of the third-floor corridor, there's a set of heavy double doors with a thick metal bar across them. A red sign reads, Wing C, Restricted Access. Emily asks what happened there. Linda doesn't make eye contact. She simply says it was shut down after an incident 12 years ago. Electrical issues, structural problems, lawsuits, the kind of vague explanation that feels rehearsed. Then she changes the subject. But that's when things take a subtle, unsettling turn. During her shift, Emily is assigned to monitor post-op patients. The monitors beep steadily. IV pumps click rhythmically. Everything feels normal. Around 2:13 a.m., one of the heart monitors down the hall begins to alarm. A flat, continuous tone. Code blue. Emily rushes toward room 312, heart pounding. But when she pushes the door open, the room is empty. The bed is made. The monitor is unplugged from the wall. The screen is dark. The alarm stops instantly. She stands there confused, checking the chart outside the room. There is no patient assigned to 312. She reports it to Linda, who insists it must have been a system glitch. Old wiring, faulty connections. Emily nods, but the explanation doesn't sit right. She distinctly heard the rhythm before it flatlined. A living heartbeat that suddenly stopped. Later that night, she's in the nurse's station reviewing patient charts when a file slides out from the printer beside her. She didn't send anything to print. The page is warm, freshly printed. It's a patient record for someone named Daniel Harlow, age 43, admitted at 2:13 a.m., cardiac arrest, room 312. Emily's stomach tightens. She checks the system. There is no Daniel Harlow in the database, no admission record, no discharge summary, nothing. The name doesn't exist. What happens next is even more disturbing. The security cameras on the third floor are monitored by an overnight guard named Marcus. Around 3 a.m., he notices movement in the hallway near the sealed Wing C doors. The corridor lights flicker slightly, and a shadow passes across the camera's field of view. He rewinds the footage. There's no one there. He plays it again. This time, the shadow is clearer. It's tall, unnaturally elongated, and it seems to move against the direction of the overhead lighting. He calls the nurse's station, asking if anyone is near Wing C. Emily answers. She looks down the corridor from where she stands. The doors are closed. The hallway is empty. She tells him no one is there. He doesn't tell her what he saw. Around 3:17 a.m., another monitor alarm sounds, this time from room 318. Emily runs again. This room has a patient, an elderly man recovering from surgery. But when she enters, he is sitting upright in bed, staring at the wall. The monitor shows a normal sinus rhythm, yet the alarm continues, shrill and constant. She checks the leads. They're attached correctly. The man slowly turns his head toward her, eyes wide and unblinking. "He's back," the man whispers. "Who?" Emily asks gently. "The tall one. From C-Wing. Before she can respond, the monitor screen goes black. Not powered off, just black. The alarm cuts out mid-tone. The room plunges into silence so sudden it feels violent. Then the screen flickers back to life, normal readings restored. The patient lies back down as if nothing happened. When she asks him what he meant, he claims he doesn't remember saying anything, but the hospital remembers. As the night deepens, strange things escalate. Charts appear for patients who aren't there. Supplies go missing and reappear in locked cabinets. A crash cart is found overturned near Wing C, even though no code was called. The maintenance staff refuses to go near that section of the building. And then Emily learns the truth about the incident. 12 years ago, Wing C housed psychiatric overflow and long-term critical patients. One night, a power failure struck only that wing. Backup generators failed simultaneously. For 7 minutes, the entire wing went dark. When power was restored, 5 patients were dead. 3 nurses were missing. No bodies were ever found. Security footage from that night was corrupted beyond recovery. The official report blamed faulty wiring. But rumors spread about something else. Something seen moving in the darkness before the cameras died. And that's when things take a terrifying turn. At exactly 2:13 a.m. the next night, every monitor on the 3rd floor alarms at once. A chorus of flatlines echo through the hallway. Emily and Linda rush room to room, but every patient is alive, breathing, stable. Yet the monitors show no heartbeats, just endless screaming lines. The overhead lights begin to flicker in unison. The temperature drops sharply. Breath becomes visible in the air. Then the sealed doors of Wing C tremble, not violently, just slightly, as if something on the other side pressed its weight against them. Marcus radios down, his voice shaking. There's someone inside Wing C. That's impossible, Linda says. But the cameras show a figure standing in the corridor beyond the doors. Tall, thin, head tilted at an unnatural angle. It doesn't move like a person. It jerks forward in fragmented motions, appearing closer to the camera with each glitch in the feed. And then the feed cuts out. Moments later, the doors to Wing C slowly swing open on their own. No alarms trigger, no locks break. They just open. The hallway beyond is pitch black. Against every instinct, Emily steps forward. Linda tries to stop her, but something pulls her curiosity, a sense that the answers are inside. She grabs a flashlight and crosses the threshold. Wing C smells wrong, not like decay, but like stagnant air trapped for years. The walls are covered in old patient notices. Some doors hang open, others are sealed shut. The silence here is suffocating. As she moves deeper, her flashlight flickers. She finds room C12. The number is scratched into the metal plate. The door creaks open. Inside is a hospital bed, untouched by dust. A heart monitor beside it suddenly powers on, though there's no electrical connection. It begins to beep slowly, a steady rhythm. Emily approaches. The monitor displays a name, Emily Carter. Admitted, 2:13 a.m., diagnosis, terminal. Her blood runs cold. But that's when the most horrifying realization sets in. She hears footsteps behind her. Slow, deliberate. She turns. The tall figure stands in the doorway. Up close, it isn't a ghost. It isn't transparent. It's solid. Its skin is pale, stretched too tight over its bones. Its eyes are hollow sockets of shifting darkness. Its mouth opens slightly, but no sound comes out. Instead, the heart monitor's beeping grows louder, syncing with her own pulse. The creature tilts its head, and the monitor flatlines. Everything goes black. When Emily opens her eyes, she's back at the nurses' station. Morning light pours through the windows. Staff move around normally. Linda smiles at her. First night shift survived, Linda says. Emily looks down at her hands. They're shaking. She checks the schedule board. Her name isn't on it. She asks about Daniel Harlow. No one knows the name. She asks about Wing C. Linda frowns. There is no Wing C. Emily walks down the corridor. Where the sealed doors once stood, there's only a blank wall. Security footage from the night shows nothing unusual. No alarms, no open doors, no shadow. But as the camera slowly zooms out in the final scene, we see something the characters don't. In a darkened room that shouldn't exist, rows of hospital beds stretch endlessly into shadow. Each bed holds a staff member wearing scrubs. Their eyes are open, unblinking. Heart monitors beep softly in unison. And at the center of the room stands the tall figure watching over them. The camera pans to a single monitor. It displays the name of the next admission, Linda Hayes. Admitted 2:13 a.m. The screen flickers, flatline, cut to black.